From the Journal of Dr. Henry West, Arkham.
All is not lost. There are greater forces in the universe than science and so-called reason. In my researches into the obscure arcana buried away in the furthest corners of human learning, I have come across hints of them many times before. Always I dismissed them as superstitious nonsense, but no more. Artificially induced longevity of my own lifespan, the reanimation of dead matter, gross surgical alterations of human form, all these things would be dismissed as impossible. And yet all these things I know to be possible. The secrets are there if you know where to look. To find them, you need wealth, a great deal of wealth, and decades in patient searching. Fortunately, I had both in abundance. I traveled the world. I filled my home with curios and books, most of them useless, but some of them would provide me with what I needed.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West, Peru, 1923.
The world is filled with secret voices. They talk to us from ancient books, from artifacts stolen from tombs, from the hieroglyphics carved into the walls of lost and secret temples. I listen to them all. Finally, after decades of waiting, I found the right one to unlock the knowledge I sought.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West, en route, 1925. The Southern Americas have proven to be fertile grounds for my research, and we set sail from Tulum, well laden with the arcane relics of religions long dead. I sense I'm being steered by some invisible force, more powerful than the wind and the tides. 2 days ago, just north of Puerto Rico, and in an unnatural fog, the ship was dashed against the rocks and wrecked. I awoke on the shores of this lonely atoll. Where? I cannot say. The constellations in the night sky are not those I learned as a child. It is a strange place, desolate, eerie, like home. It would seem that I am the solitary survivor of the wreck, yet I am not alone here. Even now, in the darkness, I hear that dreadful, ceaseless chant. La, la, Cthulhu Fatagan. Periodically, the island is ravaged by fierce storms. In the days that follow, seafarers from eras long past are washed ashore, while the wreckage of flying machines from some distant future lies strewn across the landscape. In this place, yesterday, tomorrow, and forever after exist together in the here and now. At sites throughout the island, the air crackles with an unknowable energy, jagged as broken glass. It is in these places that the fabric of reality has worn most thin. But worn thin by what? From cannibalized mechanical parts, I have devised a system of relays stretching across this island with a mind to harnessing this energy, perhaps to exploit the unique properties of this place for my own ends. No doubt this climate is treacherous, yet those marooned here face more immediate dangers. The island's inhabitants hunt them down tirelessly, with grim delight. With each sacrifice, my instruments measure a surge of some dark power. Those that evade capture are slowly changed, corrupted. I alone am spared. I have penetrated the inner sanctum of the Thule Temple. At its center stands a golden sarcophagus, Aztec in origin, radiant, glorious. It seems strangely familiar, as if from a dream of long ago. It intrigues me. One could say it calls to me. I should like to study it further. This day, I have made contact with the island's indigenous inhabitants. It is as if I have been expected. They are men of the sea, slimy, grotesque. Once, perhaps, they were human. The gods that came to my aid the night Lenora died are known to these creatures. They are their masters. At last, I shall learn their name.
The dead possess a hidden energy. A necrotic power, or necro-energy, is released at the moment of death and can be harnessed by those with the power to see it. The masters feed on it. Death is the source of their nourishment.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West, 1930. Doorways. Everywhere, doorways. Between here, there, and perhaps the hereafter. I travel freely now, unencumbered by such trivial concepts as time and distance. I channel limitless energy through these portals directly to West Mansion. And so my research continues.
What wonders have been opened up to me now that the secrets of portal travel are mine? I have sat in caverns deep beneath the earth and conversed in dead languages with inhuman things that dwell there. I have stood on alien worlds and looked up at stars far different from our own. The hidden pathways of the universe are mine to command. The Abyss. That is the name of the prison my masters are trapped in. It is elsewhere, part of overspace, a place far beyond human understanding. They have been there for longer than time can be measured, but it is written that they will return one day, when the stars are aligned. When they do, they will reward those who have aided their return.
The Dark Masters. At last I have found them. The energy required to create the smallest breach into the great void was immense. So much suffering. So many deaths. No matter. Something was let out. All tentacles and horns. Immeasurably vast. Awful. It is but the slightest projection of their form into this domain. It is the Lord Thule. I return now to Arkham, to West Manor. I return too as another Henry West, nephew of the previous owner of West Mansion, and legal heir to all that was his. There are the great old ones, the many-angled ones, the rulers of the impossible gulfs, the masters of all that is seen and unseen. They have a true name, though I only ever dare say it once and never again. They are the corrupted. And if I serve them faithfully, they will give me what I want. The masters were, the masters are, and the masters shall be. Not in the spaces we know, but between them. They exist, serene and primal, formless, and to us, unseen. I have not always gone by my true name. In London, in 1888, I called myself Jack. I was bored, but soon found ways to keep myself amused. Now I go by the name of Henry West again. Before that, I was Derleth West. Before him, Randolph Carter West.
Clark Ashton West, Howard Phillips West, Charles Dexter West. So many different names, but all with the same face and purpose. I like this modern world, so cold and impersonal. A pity it must all be destroyed. I watch with amusement as mankind sends rockets and satellites into the cosmos. If they knew what else was out there, waiting for them, they would run and hide and never dare to look up again. The human race are vermin, infesting the earth while its true owners are absent. I will be the exterminator. To while away the years and tap the youthful life energies of Miskatonic's student body, I've once again taken up a post at the university. The fourth time I've been a member of the faculty in the last 100 years. We Wests have always been at the forefront of the advancement of learning.
From the Journal of Dr. Henry West, The Arctic, 1951.
The greatest discovery of all, an ice palace built beneath the polar wastes, a cathedral to the glories of the masters, founded upon the ruins of something far older. It is all nothing more than a monument to grand folly, though. Those that built this place sought to use the masters for their own ends. They were punished for their arrogance, while I will be rewarded for my faithful service. There are places of power here on Earth that have known the touch of the masters. They are few in number and watched over by terrible guardians, but I must find them. Everything depends on it. Despite my attempts to unlock its secrets, the Terra Mask continues to frustrate me. I thought I sensed a power within it, but perhaps it's no more than it appears to be, an unremarkable ceremonial bone mask. I return it to its place among my collection and turn my attention to more important matters. I have consulted the texts I have so painstakingly collected. They say the secret of the portals is contained within the pages of the Necronomicon. By chance, a copy of that most infamous of books is kept under lock and key in the restricted section of Miskatonic University. Whatever the cost, I must have it. My home has changed much since I first built it. New wings and floors have been added, hidden cellars and dungeons excavated, and outbuildings have grown up in the grounds around it. It has its secrets, and it has guardians to protect those secrets. Arkham is in an uproar today. There was a break-in at the university library last night. A night watchman and some interfering fool of a librarian were killed, and a rare volume stolen, although the authorities refused to name it. No matter. I now have what I need. I have traveled through these portals to those remote and mystic places that have known the touch of the masters. Fools reassure themselves that these places of horrors and wonders exist far from their own doorsteps. But the touch of the corrupted is everywhere. They are here, among us. If only we had eyes to see them, look for them among the haunted and abandoned places of our everyday world, the places we instinctively shun, even if we do not know why. They are there. They are waiting for us. Last night, through ways too strange to easily relate here, I made direct contact with the masters, and they made their divine will known to me. It will take years to plan and decades more to implement, but time is something I have no shortage of. their will shall be done.